The month of February is now over, so in this video, I'm going to be telling you what I did in the month of February, and be sure to let me know down in the comments below what you did in the month of February. I uploaded 4 videos in the month of February, and the first one was the January 2018 update video. The second one was the Will Model M wheelchair, everything you need to know. The third one was Monster Jam 2018. And the fourth one was actually from a viewer, and it was cooking peanut butter English muffins. So if you haven't watched any of those, or if you've missed any of those, be sure to go check them out. So for Christmas, me and my dad got a new gun, and it's the 6.5 Creedmoor, which is a rifle, and it's getting pretty popular for a hunting rifle because now in Indiana you can hunt with certain rifles. So we tried it out and we got one and we went out and sighted it in, and it was really fun, and we actually sighted it in at our new property that we bought last year. So that's pretty cool that we now have property that we can legally shoot guns at. I went to the Monster Jam at Lucas Oil Stadium, and it was a really cool experience because we actually got to go down on the track and see the monster trucks up close. And it was really cool seeing them up close because I've never really seen them besides being in the stands and looking at them from far away. And they just looked really big and a lot better down there up close. And I do have a video on that experience, so go check it out if you're interested. So at our new property that we got last year, we did have a trail cam set up, and I got another one for Christmas. So me and my dad went and set that up earlier this year, and we've been getting pictures of bobcats on the trail cam, which is really cool on our property. And we actually have a picture of 2 bobcats in the same picture, and they're like side by side walking straight toward the camera. And then a little bit later there's a picture of a deer literally like jumping like probably 5 or 6 foot high, and those bobcats were pretty much after that deer, is what me and my dad are thinking. So that's pretty cool. And there's a lot of bobcats around where I live now. So rumor has it that they're going to be opening a bobcat season later this year where I live in Indiana, and I think that'd be really cool because bobcats are killing off other animals that shouldn't necessarily be killed. Um, so I think that will help out a lot because they should have implemented a bobcat season a few years ago before they got in too much of abundance. Sometime in February, I went to Cracker Barrel and ate, and while I was waiting on my food, I of course had to play that peg game, which is like the wooden triangle with the holes and the pegs where you got to jump the pegs and try to get a small amount of pegs left. And I've never been able to beat it, but somehow I beat it on my first try, and that was awesome and it was surprising. You guys would have seen the picture that I posted if you follow me on social media. So if you want to follow me on social media, all my information is down in the description below, and I post stuff on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can also follow me on Snapchat if you're interested. So be sure to check that out down below. I went to the Rehabilitation Hospital of Indiana where I did my rehab at after my spinal cord injury for a yearly checkup, and they said that everything was looking good, so I don't have to go back for another year. After my yearly checkup, I went to Chili's across the street to eat, and it was funny because 3 years ago, whenever I was in RHI, they wanted me to go out and go eat at a restaurant before I left. So they asked me where I wanted to go, and I told them Chili's, and they schedule it like 3 or 4 times, and every time I would have an appointment or something else going on, and I never got to go eat at Chili's. So basically, 3 years later, I finally get to go eat at that Chili's. At Chili's, I got their fajitas, and I like their fajitas there at Chili's. It's a little bit different than, your typical Mexican restaurant around here. So 2 years ago, I gave one of my friends a red Country Boys Can Survive hat, and he's been wearing it pretty much every day since. It's the only hat he wears, and he basically came, and his hat was so dirty, I told him I'd give him a new one for free, and so I'll put a picture up right here or here where you can see the difference. And it was pretty crazy. So I figured since he wore it pretty much every day since I gave it to him, and he got it that dirty, he deserved a new hat. So I thought that was pretty cool. And if you are interested in any Country Boys Can Survive hats or shirts, license plates, or lanyards, be sure to let me know and I can get you some of those. I recorded a short video of how I use my hand controls in my Yamaha Viking to drive it around town, and I posted it on Instagram and Facebook and also Twitter, I believe. So be sure to go check that out if you're interested. I just basically showed what hand controls I use and how I use them and stuff like that for people that are looking for hand controls or even people that are, able-bodied that don't actually know how people who are paralyzed drive. And so I think people like that video, so be sure to go check it out. So in the month of February, I did read 2 books, and that is probably a record for me. I don't think I've read any more than 1 book like every 5 years. So 2 books in 1 month is pretty dang good. And they're both really good books. The first one was Faith 911, The Inspiring True Story of Second Chances. And it's written by a guy with my level of injury. And he actually went to the same rehab hospital, Rehabilitation Hospital of Indiana. And so that was a pretty good book. And the second one was Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. And it's just basically talking about how to better your business with social media. So if you're interested in either of those, check them out. Check my picture out on social media, and or hit me up, and I can link you to those if you're interested in reading them. All right, so that's what I did in the month of February. Be sure to let me know down in the comments below what you did in the month of February.